The land had not seen rain for what felt like an eternity. The earth was a cracked, barren tapestry of dried mud. The fields, once lush with crops, had turned to dust, and a great famine had descended, a silent, ravenous beast that devoured all hope. Outside the city of Zarephath, a weary widow stooped to pick up a few dry sticks. Her eyes were red-rimmed, her heart a hollow ache. She had only a handful of flour and a little oil left, enough for one final meal for herself and her son. After that, they would simply wait for death. It was then that a stranger approached her, a man with a weathered face and a prophet's bearing. It was Elijah. "Please," he said, "get me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink." The widow hesitated, then nodded, turning to fetch the water. As she did, Elijah called out to her again, "And please, bring me a piece of bread." She stopped, turning to him with a look of utter despair. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "As surely as the Lord your God lives, I don't have any bread. I only have a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I'm just gathering a couple of sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die." Elijah looked into her eyes, his gaze filled with both conviction and compassion. "Do not be afraid," he said. "Go home and do as you have said, but first make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have, and bring it to me. And then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: the jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land." His words were nothing short of preposterous. In the face of certain starvation, he was asking her to give away her last morsel. Yet something in the prophet's eyes, a flicker of unwavering faith, kindled a tiny spark of hope within her. She knew of the God of Israel, and she knew of Elijah's name. She chose to believe. She went home, and just as Elijah had commanded, she first baked a small loaf for him. She carefully mixed the last bit of flour and oil, baked the bread, and brought it to him, her heart filled with trepidation. Then she returned to her jar and jug. When she reached for the flour, she was astonished to find that it was still full. And when she looked at the oil, the jug was still brimming. She rubbed her eyes and looked again, but the miracle remained. From that day forward, her home became a testament to divine provision. No matter how much flour she took from the jar or how much oil she poured from the jug, they were miraculously replenished. Throughout the long, grueling famine, her family never went hungry. Every meal they ate was a witness to God's powerful and wondrous care. The widow, her son, and the prophet Elijah, guided by a simple act of faith, were sustained and protected through the darkest of times.